Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, the question is the Antichrist. Who is he and where does he come from? Well, there's biblical scriptures that can point in different directions, and there's a lot of different opinions. I mean, some people believe that he will come from Turkey, and that even the current President Erdogan is a potential to rise up in that position. Some think he comes from the British Empire. Others think he will come from the Vatican. And some think that maybe he comes out of Greece, or even the United States of America is some people's opinion. One thing's for sure, the Antichrist will become a global player, and he will be a leader of the world. He will lead the New World Order by the spirit of the Illuminati, and he will use this seven-headed monster in Revelation chapter 13 to go after the body of Christ and after the nation of Israel. Now we know that in Revelation 12, that constellation alignment said that there would be a seven-headed dragon, would go after the woman and the remnant of her seed that keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. But who could this person be? Who is he? And what about Micah chapter 5? What about this prophecy? Could he be coming out of Syria or among the Assyrians? Well, this is mentioned several times by Isaiah. He keeps talking about the Assyrian, and even Micah says this. If you go with me to Micah chapter 5, let me just read verse 2. It says, "But thou, Bethlehem, Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is, to be ruler in Israel." Now this is referring to, of course, the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she hath travailed and hath brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel, prophesying of a rebirth of Israel as a nation. And he shall stand and feed in the strength of the Lord, and in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God. And they shall abide, for now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth. And this man shall be the peace. Of course, when the Assyrian shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our palaces, then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. This is a powerful prophecy by Micah the prophet. Of course, out of little Bethlehem, Ephratah, comes the peacemaker, comes the one that leads us and feeds his people. That's the Messiah. That's Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But the Assyrian will rise up and come against Jesus Christ. And the Lord has to raise up 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. Now, this is a great question. First of all, who is going to be the Assyrian, or let's say, as it says in the book of Daniel, who is the one that the king that understandeth dark sentences, who takes peace from the earth and causes witchcraft to prosper? Who is this changing the laws and ordinances? Okay, obviously the Antichrist. Apostle Paul calls the Antichrist the son of perdition, the wicked one, the lawless one. Okay, obviously in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, that he rises up. He'll be revealed when he walks into the temple of God before the worshipers of God and declares that he is God. So who's Micah talking about? Is he also referring to the same individual? And does that mean the Antichrist actually comes out of the land of Nimrod? Is he an Assyrian, or does he come from that area? Does that, what does that mean? Is the Antichrist going to be a leader among the radical Islamists? That is a question still up for debate. But one thing's for sure: who are the 7 shepherds and the 8 principal men? Who are the 7 shepherds and 8 principal men that rise up against the Antichrist? Wow. Anyway, there's a lot to look into this. I always also look at this. We know the Antichrist is going to rise in the last days, and he chooses 10 kings, and he makes them kings. Chooses 10 people that he makes kings in 1 hour. And that's one of the things that the Lord has been revealing to me between these 2 solar eclipses, during the 7-year period right now we're in. This is not the tribulation period. This is just the 7 years between the 2 major solar eclipses that are going to go. That the first one happened, of course, August 21st, 2017. We just had it. The next one, April the 8th, 2024, that will cross America again, intersecting at Carbondale, Illinois, or what an area known as Little Egypt. The question is, during this 7-year period, the Lord gave me a vision, and I seen a man, what I assumed to be the Antichrist, and I seen him from behind, and he was working his way through a crowd of people trying to get to the front of the line. I knew in the Spirit of the Lord in this, I knew this was the Antichrist. Couldn't see his face, but he was making gestures, turning and identifying other people, and as if locking down with them. And then the Lord spoke into my spirit and said, have you considered the 10 kings? And so I've been reading and praying and watching closely the current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. And now this morning the Lord spoke to me and said, do you know who the 7 shepherds and 8 principal men are? No, I don't. I'm sure everybody can come up with some ideals. And of course, that all depends on the time frame when God raises them up to confront the Antichrist. And of course, that's still not here yet. But we have got some things that the Lord is asking questions in my spirit, and for me to start to look. The land of Nimrod, of course, the land of the Nephilims. That's when the demonic Rephaims and of course were the giants, the days of the giants, and of course before and after the flood, we're confronted with this demonic interaction with mankind. A lot to ponder. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on what's going on. These are the biblical prophecies. The current world events that are happening now, watch closely. We're living in the last days. I don't like the land of Nimrod. I don't even like reference to it. But those demon spirits, remember what it says in Revelation, that this 3 unclean spirits come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, out of the mouth of the false prophet. They're released from the area there of the river Euphrates. Are you serious? Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're in the last days.